This tractor here is probably the personification of failure. And by that I mean this tractor, there was only 5 of these made. Now, I know a lot about this tractor because I'm from Canton, Ohio, and this particular tractor was made by American Steel Foundry in Canton, Ohio. Well, as I said, a lot of tractor companies started out because individual companies themselves, they wanted to be involved in making agricultural tractors back after World War II. This particular tractor was made in 1947. It's called the American. It's one of the oldest diesels in existence, and it's also one of the most unique. But here's the interesting factor to this tractor. They made 5 of these. That was it, as far as, like, you could say, a prototype or experimental situation, but they had them sold. And they had them sold to France. They had an order for them. Well, back in that era of time, after World War II, that you went to the Nebraska test, and that was for certification, for credibility, that your tractor was functional, and it was like a seal of approval. Well, they took this tractor out, this American out there. They had made 5 of them. That was it. So they took one of these out to get the approval. This tractor was so bad that they had to carry buckets of water following this down by the plow furrow because the back end would overheat so much you could fry eggs on it. And they would dump water on the rear axle of the thing because the gearing mechanism was so bad, and it would steam. It was so horrible. So it failed miserably. They wouldn't certify it. The company got mad about it. They got mad at the certifiers or whatever. So they had a reputation of a big company at that time who had never done a situation of going into a new venue of making tractors. So they scrapped all the information. They destroyed all the information. They got rid of the tractors, and we found them later. Ed Speets actually found them on a fence row, and they were left there to die. Well, the company thought that they had destroyed all of them, and they had destroyed some of them, but there was 3 of them left. At that time that he got that, then they restored it, but this was a diesel tractor, and diesels were in their infancy back then, and one of the problems that you saw with the diesel, not only, I said, the gearing mechanism on this was horrible, but the tractor was a diesel. Back in the 1940s, 1950s, 1960s, anyone had a diesel and you lived in a cold climate, forget it. They're not going to start in the winter. So therefore, you got the gas engines sold their tractors for those decades. The diesels just didn't catch on until basically in the 70s and 80s. Well, anyhow, this particular tractor, they destroyed all the literature. They destroyed all knowledge, like Mission Impossible will disavow any knowledge that this tractor ever existed. This is the kind of tractors that the Cook Tractor Museum searched out to find because we wanted a tractor no one else had. The gentleman I mentioned before, Ed Speets, who actually was the pioneer in this, unfortunately got cancer. He died at the estate, and we had helped him research it because he came to our tractor museum in Canton to research the tractor that was in Canton. So we knew a lot about it in working with him. We knew the rarity of this thing. And one of the things of collecting that I found, and my dad was adamant about this, my dad Marvin, he always said, get what no one else has and people will remember you. If you have what everybody else has, you're quickly forgotten. And if you want to be in the tractor collection business, you better have some unique items. And that's what I'm saying now, that anyone that wants to get in the collection business that we've done for decades now, you have to have unique things that were a failure. The ultimate in failure is the American tractor. Put a lot of money into this in the restoration. This tractor runs really well now. Everything, would I take it out and hook it up to a plow? Heavens no, it could probably still fail.
For more information about this tractor and others selling on the 2019 Fall Harvest Auction, visit AllmanVintagePower.com.